Welcome back to Crafty Meraki's YouTube channel. Aditi here, and today I am going to be creating with the new release press plates and coordinated die. I'm using the Little Things set here, which comes with a gorgeous floral cluster, and I'm showing you how to create a simple ombre card with some easy steps. So I'm using two shades of yellow and two shades of yellow orange ink here, and using my blending tool to just ink blend these colors on my A2 card mat. So I've started with the lightest yellow and I'm doing this diagonally, and I've gone in with the next shade of yellow, and then I start blending in the yellow orange and add a darker tone at the opposite corner, creating a nice gradient ombre look for my card base here. So once I have all the inks blended well and I have my card panel ready, let's move ahead to some press plate magic. So here I have my BetterPress system, and I'm just adhering my card panel with some tape on the flip plate, and I'm just quickly showing you that I want the floral cluster impressed on the right corner, but when I flip this and place the plate on my platform, this cluster is going to be mirrored, so it's actually going to be on the left corner. So that's something that we need to keep in mind when using the BetterPress, about the perspective and the mirror imaging. I'm using a darker orange color right here to create this impression of the floral cluster on my ink blended background, and that's the reason why I'm just sticking with the same family, going from the yellow to a darkest orange for the outline. So just smooshing the ink, applying it directly from my ink pad here, I am going to put the plate back and get a nice pressed impression by running this platform through my die cut machine. Now I want the same cluster impressed on the opposite corner, so you just see me shifting the tape and I clean my plate because I don't want any ink stains, and I am going to be just moving around and figuring out where I want this plate, and I do this by moving it on my platen of the platform right there, which is magnetic and is very handy because it keeps the plate in place. And in a minute when I show you another technique, you'll understand why. So once I have that in place, I'm just repeating the same process that I did earlier, inking up my plate directly from my ink pad, and just like you would for a stamp basically, and placing the plate back, and you do see me just clean excess ink on the platform because I don't want ink stains on my card panel. And once that's done, I just flip it back, run that through my die cut machine, and that is a look at the cluster on the opposite corner. Now I want to fill the empty spots along the border of my card because I want this to look like a complete pattern. However, if I try to do this by running it through my die cut machine, what is going to happen is my plate in itself is going to stick out of the platform and I won't be able to do that. So just quickly showing you, I first find a nice sweet spot for my plate and I hold it in place, flip it back, press it so that it stays intact on the platform. Again, ink it up. Placing my flip plate back, I'm just pressing it to lift up the ink almost as if using my press plate as a stamp. So I'll just do that a couple of times to get a smooth ink blended impression right there. Now this is going to be slightly different from what we did earlier because it's not going to be pressed into the paper, so you will not see that ingrained letterpress look. However, it's going to stay on top of the paper more so like a stamped look, but the idea is that you can use it this way too. And I'm going to repeat that on that little empty spot there to get a little bit of the floral cluster again, just repeating the same step by lifting off the ink, almost using my press plate as a stamp, and the magnetic platform therefore comes extremely handy, and I can just put back the plate at the same spot and press firmly to pick that up. So now that I have a nice continuous pattern, I want to give this card a black mat, so I'm going to trim the card panel just slightly so that the black card mat creates a nice black border all along. I also have a 1/2 inch strip, black strip here, which I'm going to use for my sentiment. So using my tape runner, I am going to adhere the card panel, the card front, onto my black card mat. And once I have that down in place, I am going to adhere the black card strip as well. And I'm doing this where the two bigger floral clusters meet because I feel like that's the sweet spot for my sentiment. I'm using the Gilded Expression stamp set, which I've stamped with black ink and die cut all of these in one shot and stored them in my stash for easy card making and picking sentiments. And I'm going to use You Are Amazing. So I just find a nice spot where everything is in line and I just adhere that with liquid glue. I'm not adding dimension to this card. I'm trying to keep it one layer as much as I can. And you know how much I love depth and dimension. But I want to show you how such a clean looking one layered card also looks elegant and then is easy to create as well. Now I'm going to use the new matte eclipse embellishment right here, and I'm going to add that in threes. It works as a nice flower center and brings a little pop to my card, and that's what brings the dimension as well. So with that done, I feel like I need black splatters just to tie everything in together. So you could have definitely skipped this, it's optional. But I went ahead and splattered some black ink, and that is a look at this card complete. I really hope this has inspired you and you give the press plates a try, whether using it as a letterpress or stamping with it. And I love reading your comments, so looking forward to those. Until the next time, take care and bye bye.